Boris Ivanovich and his wife Irina earned a meager living by growing vegetables in a small garden and working in the fields of their wealthy landlord. The two dreamed of having children, but sadly none came to them. They implored the Holy One for a son or daughter. To them it did not matter which. But for many years their prayers went unanswered. Then, miracle of miracles, on a cold winter night, their fondest wish came true. Boris and Irina had a son, whom they named Ivan. Ivan Ivanovich was everything a son should be. Even as a small child, he helped in the garden. By age 10, he was strong enough to cut down trees for firewood. By the time he was a teenager, he was an amazingly skilled hunter. The landowner on whose property the Ivanovich family lived noted with the greatest of interest the young man's remarkable ability with a bow and arrow. For you see, a few days earlier, an officer in the Tsar's army had come to the landlord's estate with orders in hand. Within a month, the landowner must provide a skilled archer for the royal court. Of all his peasants, the landowner knew that only Ivan Ivanovich would do. So, several weeks later, the young man was led away, far away to the Tsar's palace. Losing their only child was a crushing blow to Boris and Irina. And, of course, Ivan Ivanovich missed his parents terribly also. But what could he do? Yet the young archer did have one consolation. He was given a remarkable horse, Bushtra. Several days a week, he would ride into the forest to hunt with his beloved steed. One day, as he rode through the forest, Ivan Ivanovich noticed a firebird's feather lying on the ground.
Ah, what splendid luck! A firebird feather I can present to the Tsar. Surely he will reward me handsomely for such a rare gift.
Master, no, I beg you, do not go near that feather, for great misfortune shall befall anyone who touches it.
Ivan Ivanovich considered Bushtra's warning, but in the end was far more tempted to please the Tsar than to heed the admonition of his horse. When the young man presented the feather, the ruler at first was indeed overjoyed with such a rare treasure.
A wonderful gift, Archer. But it is only a feather after all. Something not suitable for a Tsar, would you not agree?
Yes. Yes, Your Majesty. Quite so.
Well then, so what shall we do about it? I know. You must bring me the Firebird itself. Now, that would be a most suitable gift. Now, off with you. Oh! And Archer, if you don't bring me the Firebird, I shall personally see to it that you will suffer the most terrible of fates. Yes, so... yes, terrible.
Why are you so sad, Master?
The Tsar has ordered me to capture the Firebird, but I do not know how.
Ah, have no fear, Ivan Ivanovich. Go to the Tsar and ask him to order that 1,000 bags of millet seeds be spread over the nearby fields. Then ask for a golden rope.
And so it was done. Early the next morning, Ivan Ivanovich rode to the fields. After he arrived, he let Bushtra roam at will. Then he hid, hoping the Firebird would come to feed. And sure enough, the creature appeared and began to feast on the millet. In a flash, Bushtra raced to the bird and pinned it down. In a matter of mere seconds, Ivan Ivanovich rushed the captured Firebird to the palace, where it was quickly caged.
Well done, Archer. Now I know it is you, and you alone, whom I can trust to bring me my one true desire, the beautiful Princess Elena. It is she whom I wish to marry. The princess lives at the very end of the earth where the sun rises. If you bring her to me, I shall reward you with riches beyond your dreams. But if you fail, Archer, you will suffer a fate worse than you could ever imagine. Yes, indeed you shall.
Ivan Ivanovich could not fathom how to find the princess, nor did he believe she would come back with him. So well known was the Tsar's cruelty.
Why are you so sad, master?
When Ivan Ivanovich revealed the Tsar's command, the noble steed replied that it could be done.
But you must ask the Tsar for several things: a cart, a golden tent, and finally food and drink for the journey.
Thus it was done. For a very long time, Ivan Ivanovich and Bustra searched for the end of the earth. One day, they finally reached their destination. And there, far out upon the water, they could see a silvery boat. And in it sat the beautiful Princess Elena. Quickly, the young archer raised the tent and set a table with all manner of fine food and drink. In time, Princess Elena noticed the tent far away on the shore. Overcome with curiosity, she decided she would investigate. Ivan Ivanovich greeted the princess upon her arrival.
Welcome, Princess Elena. For your pleasure, I have prepared the finest food and drink from faraway lands. I would be most honored if you joined me.
The princess and Ivan Ivanovich passed the next few hours joyously, laughing, eating the delicious foods, and drinking the sweet, thirst-quenching nectar. Then, quite suddenly, they fell deeply in love. But Ivan Ivanovich was a commoner, and she a princess, and so their feelings for each other were strictly forbidden. After a time, the food and drink made Princess Elena very tired. And when sleep overtook her, Ivan Ivanovich gathered her in his arms and took her to the Tsar's castle.
I have decided that
The ruler rewarded the young man by making him chief archer of the court, and by giving him more riches than he could ever have hoped for. Although his heart was heavy, Ivan Ivanovich thought that at least his life would now be trouble-free. But alas, it was not so. For Princess Elena refused to marry the Tsar despite his pleas and despite his threats.
you will live to regret your obstinacy, Princess Elena.
Moreover, it became known to some that the young archer and the princess were secretly in love. One day, the princess thought of a plan to foil the Tsar for good.
I will marry you only if I can wear my wedding dress, which lies hidden beneath a great rock at the bottom of the sea.
But the plan went awry.
I have yet another task for you, Chief Archer.
The Tsar ordered Ivan Ivanovich to fulfill yet another seemingly impossible and now heartbreaking task: to retrieve the dress. And should success elude him, well, a fate much too horrible to tell awaited him. When he explained to Bustra what must be done,
Have no fear, Ivan Ivanovich.
the horse instructed him to quickly mount, and they set off once again to the end of the earth. There they waited for 6 days. On the 7th day, a huge lobster crawled from the sea. As soon as Bustra spied the creature, he raced toward it and trapped it with his hoof.
Let me go! Let me go! If you do, I will do anything you wish.
Very well. Bring us Princess Elena's wedding dress, the one that lies beneath the great rock at the bottom of the sea.
It shall be done. Ah!
Soon, a multitude of lobsters appeared from a great wave.
Go to where the great rock lies and fetch what is found beneath it.
With those words still ringing in the air, the great throng skittered back into the sea. And within an hour, Ivan Ivanovich had in hand Princess Elena's beautiful wedding dress. Soon it was on its way to the palace, where the young archer sadly presented it to the Tsar.
So now, my lovely princess, the wedding can at last take place. May I suggest tomorrow, at the very latest?
Ivan Ivanovich has betrayed you.
What?
Yesterday, I saw him with Princess Elena in the side doorway. They were holding hands.
Oh, I see. Chief Archer, a most regrettable scrap of information has been revealed to me. Go to your quarters and remain there until midnight, when you shall be called for. It will be then that I will avenge your disloyalty, traitor.
For a fourth time, Ivan Ivanovich told Bushra of the terrible fate that awaited him.
You need not fret, master. All will be well if you but follow a simple yet dangerous plan. Here is what you must do. First, you must go.
Do you remember the Firebird? Well, after a few days, the Tsar tired of it and banished it to the dungeon, where it sadly languished. Yet, thanks to Bushra's plan, it was to have its freedom once again. Shortly before midnight, the guards came to take Ivan Ivanovich to the tower.
Ah, this stroke of midnight. Goodbye, Archer. Huh? Oh! Away! Away!
Thus it was that Ivan Ivanovich and Princess Elena remained together for all time. In Russia, it is said that when a falling star is seen, it is in reality Ivan Ivanovich and his beloved Princess Elena riding across the heavens upon the Firebird.